Hi everyone, it is that time of year. It is award show time, and that means lots and lots of beautiful dresses, red carpet, parties, and celebration. And definitely the time when a lot of trends definitely start to pick up. And so for me, this is a really exciting time. If I'm not working it on the red carpet, I'm going to definitely do some stuff that will be inspirational, taken from these beautiful actresses that come down the beautiful red carpet. So the look that really spoke to me at the Golden Globes was Anne Hathaway. I loved her look. I loved how her whole simplicity of her makeup and the dress and everything, how it all kind of came out really beautiful. So I'm doing my version of that, and also I'm taking a little bit of this and a little bit of that. Like, for instance, like I loved how Jennifer Lopez looked. I thought Scott Barnes did an amazing job on her makeup, and I'm, taking a little bit of like her dewy skin that she had and kind of doing my own thing. And as you guys know, if you follow my videos and if you're a subscriber, you already know that I always do my inspiration. So my take on it. I never copy. I always reinvent and do it my way. So I hope that you guys really get something out of this. This is going to be very exciting. And by the way, I'm using this beautiful model named Libertad. It's Libertad. Check out her channel. She's gorgeous. She's an actress, model, dancer. So I really appreciate Libertad helping me out with this look. But anyway, so this is what I'm doing. I'm starting with the concealer, and I want to create a warmth, and yet I want to create a paleness that really is very indicative of this look. And so I'm going to do some concealer, color corrector, foundation, just spot treating it right now. And because I want the skin to have an illumination, I'm going to add some BB cream to it. So I'm going to put that on top of it, and I'm going to just mix it all together. And you'll see, I mean, Libertad has amazing skin and gorgeous, gorgeous skin. So for this, the effect is going to be just absolutely beautiful. If you're going to work this look on yourself, make sure that your skin can definitely handle this look. It's like, you know what? It's like that whole concept if you wear white, you know how they say white tends to make you look heavier, or it's like you got to have that right body. This is kind of like the same type of makeup. You got to have the right face because it's not a lot of hiding. If anything, you have to really you're bringing out what you have. And this makeup will definitely bring the glow out of her skin, and that's what we want to achieve. We want to illuminate the skin, we want to glow it out, and yet we want to keep it very flawless and just kind of ethereal. So that is really, really important for you to understand how important this look is, because it's all about textures. I'm not doing any heavy smoky eye, I'm not creating different colors. um, Nothing like this. This is completely the polar opposite of doing something really ornate. It's more ethereal, and it's all about melding the textures together and really creating the effect. However, I am going to do a very dramatic lip, and I'm using an oxblood color red, so that's going to really pack a punch. But the eyes are going to be very pearlized and very soft, and I'm going to really emphasize it with the lashes, using really super black lashes. So, um, it's really a super gorgeous look, very easy to do, but at the same time, it does take practice, so I'm not going to say it's super easy if you've never done makeup before. And any kind of makeup you have to practice, that's for sure. And make sure that you understand how to architect it onto the skin and the face, and really using the right balance of colors to really bring the shadows and light together. um, and I always start my students off at MKC Beauty Academy, um, based on their strengths and weaknesses, because some people have natural talent and some people need to work their talent. So, I always kind of bounce the easy and the more difficult stuff, just so that I kind of get their flexibility in their in their ability to really see and build some intuition. So this is really one of those looks that looks easy, but it's actually not. But at the same time, it is easy enough where if you practice, you can really do a great job. Um, so when I say easy, it is easier in many sense. But makeup, doing really um, specific looks and really getting specific things out of it is never really easy. And then because you always have to also take in consideration the person's face, the shape of the face, the type of face, the skin, all the stuff, the products that go with it. You know, you got to really take all those in consideration. So now that I just did all the foundation work, I'm doing a little bit of setting with my translucent powder, and I don't want to take away from the illumination of the BB cream, so I used only very like, you know, little areas of the face that I'm putting the translucent powder, like underneath the eyes and around the nose. And now I'm setting it with an illumination translucent powder. So this powder has a little bit of shimmer in it, so that way it really brings the glow out and yet sets the face. So this is what I'm using, and it's really pretty. I'm not going to go over the eyes because I want to definitely add the shadow. So I, you know, really want to work this into the skin, but at the same time, I don't want to over powder it. So I'm just kind of doing a fast motion, and I'm just going to go right into the skin as if I'm just kind of fanning it all over. And you can see how the glow is really starting to settle in. See how her skin is really starting to pick up that glow? It's just really pretty. It's a pretty look. And the more her skin works into the product, the more that you'll see how it will start to illuminate on its own. You know, like the makeup and the skin and the oils all kind of work together. It's really beautiful. So now that I'm letting the skin set just a little bit, I really want to work the foundation and the powder together. So then, because I'm doing such subtleties, that you have to really work with what you're using. And so with this, I want to really make sure that I don't over powder or under powder, because you have to, this is where it's difficult. You have to know the timing. It's almost like cooking an egg. You know, you don't want to overcook it and you don't want to undercook it. So you have to really allow everything to just, you know, come together. So now I'm using a pearlized shimmer shadow, and it has a little bit of a metallic base to it, so that way it really glows, and this way it accents the skin as well, but this almost has more of an intense metallic illumination, so it really also stands out a little bit more. And I'm going to put that on the highlighting area of the brow bone, right above the crease of the lid. And I'm just going to go really into that, and I'm going to let that sit, see how that is. So now I'm going to go with the same color, but less of a shimmer, less of a pearlized. This is a little bit flatter. It still has pearl in it, and it's light, but I'm using a lighter actually color here, just so that I can bring the inner eyes out. So I'm creating the optical illusions by using 3 different shades of the light and 3 different textures of the illumination. So these are, you know, techniques that I definitely, if you're interested in really learning the serious techniques of this, I encourage you all to check out my school, MKC Beauty Academy, and really look at, you know, this as a career. That this would be a definite place to learn how to do all of the essential techniques and tricks of the trade. So now I'm using a little bit of a darker pearlized color, and it's a little bit flatter because I want the emphasis to be on the inner lid and the brow bone. So this is a little bit of a flatter, and it's a little bit tinged more yellow. So if you can see how by using white but in 3 different shades and 3 different textures, you create a really nice texture, an optical illusion of the face, and it really creates a nice um, structure to it. So now I'm putting um, a little bit more shimmer over it to set it, and then I'm just going to clean it up. And so I'm using my setting brush to just kind of clean it up a little bit. So now I'm going to wipe off the lashes because you don't want any of that stuff all over the place. And see how now the natural oils are starting to work in? It's really, really pretty. So I'm going to, as you see with this, I'm going to just add layers as I go on, but very subtle layers. So now I'm going to go with the darkest and yet with a little bit more of a pearlized powder underneath her lash line, as if I'm lining it, but I really want the metallics to really pop through. And I'm just going to go right on the lash line, on the lower lash line like that. I'm just going to brush it on, and I kind of want a little bit of a heavier smudged line of this. And look, I know this seems really kind of like very subtle, but it's really, really, this look is really, really complicated because you still have to make your model look her best, even though it's very minimalist. Even though it is minimalist, you can see I'm actually putting a lot of stuff on and different variations of the the colors that seem to come off very natural, but it's not. It's much more complicated than you think. Um, but yeah, it's really one of those things that I find that once you understand the theory and the techniques of this, you can play around with a lot of different shades, and it's really beautiful. But this one is, red carpet worthy. It's really gorgeous, really beautiful look. And so now you can see how everything is starting to really come together. So I'm going to have her make like a fish, and I'm putting a very soft pink. It's almost like a rose petal pink here. And I'm just going to put that right on the apples of the cheek, and just going to go right in the sunken level of the cheek and right above the ledge of the cheek like that. So I'm just going right on there, and I have a little bit of a pearlized soft rose petal pink, so it doesn't take away from the illumination. So you can see how it's all starting to illuminate and really come together really beautifully. And there we go. And the subtlety of this is really important. You don't want to overdo any of this, but you don't want to underdo. That's the thing, is that you have to really know exactly how to put it all together. So I'm going to use a little bit more of the highlighting powder right on the top of the ledge of the cheek and right underneath the eyes. So this way it kind of just brings out the highlight on her cheeks. And I'm just going to work that in on the side of her temples like that. And see how that's really putting together. Oh, it's such a gorgeous look. But wait till the mascara, wait till the lips. It really does pull it together. And this is such a gorgeous look. I was so inspired by this look. So I get really excited when I see looks that I want to show. And I really also get inspired to do my version of it. So, by all means, you can definitely do your version of it. So you don't have to do it just like me. You can definitely do it the way you want to do it, which that's the beauty of being an artist, is that you have your specialty. So I'm using a super black in part of my arm, super, super black mascara. And that actually will, because I'm not doing any liner. It's all about lashes, and it's all about just the simplicity. And using the black really will rim the eyes out, so it won't make them look so naked, because of the light shadow that I'm using. And so the black really will pop out, the darks of her eyes, which is really nice. And it really does create a subtlety, but as she wears this definitely will make the eyes come out more and more. It's really crazy how makeup really, it just takes time a little bit to really settle into a place. And one of the things that, when you put any kind of mascara, I always say, for me, always go with the heavier blend because it's always going to make the eyes look nicer. I'm all about lashes. So, but yeah, I don't like that fake looking lashes. I like everything to look really natural, but I definitely like the lashes to really support the eyes. And if they don't have good lashes or you don't have good lashes, then definitely don't be afraid to put some individuals. So now I'm going to add a little bit of mascara onto my eyebrow brush. That's actually a mustache brush, but I love it for the eyebrows. And I'm just putting a little bit of the mascara onto the eyebrows. I'm not going to put any powder or anything because I don't want it to look too heavy. I just want it to be very subtle. And I'm just going to put a little bit more highlighter right there. See how that's just really picking up? I'm just going to add a little bit more, and because I want this to just be, I want the hair to be coated. Now, if you don't have very good eyebrows, then definitely you want to draw them in, but try to keep them, accentuated, but not too overdone. That's the main thing. You want to definitely just accent it and make it so that it's nicely blended into the the hair of the brows. Now, like I said, if you don't have good brows, then definitely you'll have to draw it in, but make it subtle, not overdone. And I'm just going to blend this in a little bit since I'm using I like to dry out my mascara when I use it on the brows, because then it's not so wet and it doesn't go on heavy. It just goes nicely and subtle. So there's a little bit of mascara I got there, so I'm going to just put a little concealer on that, and I'm going to go over it with some powder just to go over it, just to make it perfectly clean. And voila, there it is. And see, look at the look is really starting to come through. It's such a beautiful look. And I showed my students this not too long ago, this particular look, and they loved it. They were like all over it. Once they learned it, I saw them doing it a lot. Okay, so here's the lip. This is, to me, the star. It's what adds the sex appeal to this whole look. I'm using an oxblood red, and this is a hard look. I mean, if you need to line the lips, go ahead. I'm all about doing the lips in a very, very, very clean, freestyle hand way, and this takes practice, but definitely, don't feel compelled to try it by your hand, because it's definitely a look that I think looks better without liner, if you can do it without liner. I'm not a big liner person. I mean, I'm not saying that I never use it, but I like lips to look really clean. And if you can do it by freestyle, it's always better. But it's hard, especially the darker the lip, the lines are unforgiving. You really have to do it perfect. But practice makes perfect. But this look is just really gorgeous. It's super red carpet, it's super runway, it's super beautiful. You could wear this, as a bride. You could wear this going to some special event, a very beautiful, like, night out of some kind of gala, and a beautiful ball gown or something. You can definitely do that. Or you can even wear this, clubbing, wearing something really cute, a black dress. I mean, this look is so versatile and it's so in right now. So see how that's really starting to come through? I love this look. It's such a cool look, and it's so simple too, but yet it's not simple, as you can see. um, so I'm doing the final touches on the lips right here, and I'm just going to draw it in, and it's hard. It's just a hard lip to do, definitely, but it just takes patience. But you gotta do this lip perfect, everyone. Don't just put the red on. You really have to do this, like, to the point where it's like, okay, it's flawless. So make sure that when you're doing this lip, you are not at all um, goofing off. You got to look at the lines. You got to walk away from it. You have to make sure that the symmetry is there. But have whoever is your model, or if you're doing it yourself, stretch your lip out so that way you get every line and you don't have any bumps or anything. When you stretch your lip out when you're doing lips, it really does help create a nicer flow when you're pushing the color around with the brush. It really helps, and you get a better structure on the lip when you're doing that. So here we are. We're almost there. Okay, so just hang tight because the final end product is just about to be revealed, and I'm a big stickler on perfect lips. So bear with me, you guys. I think that this is really important that you see it. I don't want you guys to think that this is something easy. I'm not trying to downplay anyone or take away anyone's work, but I have seen some work where, you know, it's just not, to me, it's not even and it's not symmetrical. And I really want you all to know that when you're doing this kind of look, you have to really make sure that if you want it to look picture perfect, you gotta work the symmetry out perfectly. And I'm really hard on people with making sure that they aim for the best work, not just doing it, but give me more than you think you can handle, because in the long run, you're going to be happier in the way that it all will pan out. So now I'm just going to clean up around the lips, and I'm just going to really make sure that we got this in really beautifully. Now see, as she relaxes the lip, I can see now where it needs to be balanced. And this is a really important point that I want to make. No one in the world has the exact side on their faces, lips or eyes or face structure. One side is always a little bit different than the other. In fact, your body's like that. So part of doing makeup is creating symmetry. So if one eye goes up and the other eye goes down, you have to be able to create optical illusions to balance it, to create symmetry. If your eyes go in, you want to create optical illusions to pull them out so they don't really pull in too much. So there's a lot of factors in what you can do with makeup, not just make them look their best or make yourself look your best. You really can also create like mini plastic surgery with makeup. It's pretty cool, but you can, and that's those are definitely tricks that as a master's artist you will learn, and as you start doing this more and more. And if this is something that this is like, for instance, like celebrities, they hire print level, master level artists because they not only know how to make them look their best, they also know the techniques to do some optical illusions. Believe me, for the years that I've been doing this, and I've worked on a lot of different famous people, when they come to me with no makeup, it's crazy how they look prior to getting their makeup done. And afterwards, they transform, and it's unbelievable. And, you have to remember lighting and all that stuff. So, but you also need, as a makeup artist, need to know the lighting so you can really play out using the right products to help create the best optical illusions. So we're at the final stretch here. And I want you all to understand that this may look simple. It's easy if you practice a lot, but it's not easy if you've never done it. So, and there's a lot of different steps to it. But here we go. Look at the look. This is red carpet. This is Anne Hathaway Golden Globes red carpet inspiration. I'm going to add a little bit more color here. If you are interested in really pursuing a career in makeup, or if you're an extreme novice and you want to just learn and do as much as you can, I highly recommend you check out my school, MKC Beauty Academy. You can also take the private training with me, but definitely go to my website, mkcbeautyacademy.com. If you are having problems coming to Hollywood and learning from me or going to the school, you can also take the online training program, and that's really great for your budget as well. And a lot of the lessons are from actual class lectures, and it's very in depth, but it's really affordable. And you can do the regular online training, or you can take the certification as well. So definitely check that out, www.mkcbeautyacademy.com. I am very excited that you were able to watch this, and I hope you got inspired. And I'm going to be doing much, much more to come. Thanks for subbing, thanks for watching, and I will definitely see you all very, very soon.